Hey everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. So much has been happening on the farm. Oh my goodness. Okay, so where to start? Well, my daughter graduated high school, and it's just so crazy because I feel like not too long ago I just dropped her off at preschool. So now she's a high school graduate going off to college. Yeah, so many things. Let's see. We had a little grad party here, me and a couple moms. I opened our house up for a little grad night party for some of the kids at the school. So me and a couple other moms collaborated together and had a little event here. And it was this little pool party. It was so much fun. We probably had about, I think, maybe 30 kids. So that was awesome. And that happened right after graduation. So I was so pooped out because some of the kids didn't leave until 2 o'clock, and I didn't get to bed until probably like 4 a.m. So it was crazy, and it's taken a while for me to like recoup from all of that. So now we've since cleaned up everything, and we do still have some friends from out of town, not friends, family from out of town. John's niece and nephew are here from Florida, so they're visiting, and they'll be here for another week or so. Or is that right? I think they're leaving next week. So today is June, I believe, 9th, June 9th. Is that right? No, Thursday, June 8th. So my days are all mixed up. So so today is Thursday, June 8th, and yeah, I've just been so busy. I was so pooped out today. I had to take a nap. I usually don't take naps in the middle of the day, but we have been staying up late till like 1 o'clock in the morning. We went to San Francisco for a little while, took the kids sightseeing. Yeah, so just so many things. And now I really need to get back into the gardening because I feel like I'm just a little bit behind in a lot of things. And like during the whole setup for the party, I really didn't tend to the garden very much. So I redid a bunch of containers around the house, which I'll show you in a little bit. But first I'm going to show you what has been happening in the garden. Now I have harvested all of the garlic. Let's see, I think I need to go through and take out all of the spinach. But let's just go ahead and start off with this bed. This bed's looking a little rough. I really need to come in here and weed this bed. So I did pull out all the green onions right in here. There's a couple little ones left still. But yeah, I did pull out a lot of the green onions in this area, but I still have some yellow onions here in the back that are doing so well. Look how good they're doing. I mean, it looks a little wild and crazy. This bed looks so nuts because it's so much weed. So that is what I need to start doing. I need to start going through these beds and pulling the weeds. John was able to get some mulch and put down some bark in the garden, so just on the outside. So we have some bark on the outside, and I do still need to take some weeding. He wants to put a thick layer of bark. We still have some more left, and hopefully we could drown out the weeds and kill them, hopefully. But yeah, so that is what's happening in this bed. So let me show you what's happening in the other bed. Oh my goodness, so many things have been happening. We got tomatoes coming in, cucumbers. Okay, so over here in this garden bed, I have some basil growing right here that's doing really well. Now, it's not doing super good because the tomatoes were sitting on top of them, so they didn't get a lot of sun. But since then, I have pulled up all the tomatoes and tied up all the tomatoes, and so far, so good. And then right here, we have some bell pepper. We have some sweet bell pepper. I have some shishito peppers. I have 2 purple bell pepper and 2 cayenne peppers. And so far everything's doing really good, and I have my first purple bell pepper. Let me show you. There it is. Cute little purple bell pepper. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that is so exciting. So I noticed that something is eating these leaves. Do you see that? There's like some brown spots on there. I have no idea. And then I noticed that there's these little black specks right there. So I am not too sure what that is, but some of these are looking a little rough. Do you see that? There's like these little brown dots. So that is how this bed is looking right here. Now on this other side right over here, I have some San Marzano's heirloom variety, and they're doing so well. I just recently tied them up because they were just falling over the basil, and so the basil was not getting a lot of sun. Do you see that? The basil was looking really kind of puny. But okay, so over here in this bed we have our jade beans, and they're doing so good. Look how good they're doing. My goodness, I just popped these in the ground not too long ago, and they're doing so good. Now, I feel that maybe I could put a cage on, but these are supposed to be a bush variety. It says that it doesn't need any trellising. So we'll just, see what happens. I mean, the only thing that's wrong with this bed is the weeds. I have so much of this crabgrass everywhere. Oh my goodness, do you see all this crabgrass? Look at this. It's everywhere. And so I have kind of neglected the beds just a little bit, just because we've had guests and, so many things have been happening. But the jade beans are looking so good. I am so pleased, and I cannot wait till we get some beans, because I've never grown this variety, and I'm excited to see what the beans are going to look like. Now, the Katrina cucumbers are doing so good. Let me show you how they're doing. All right, so here are the Katrina cucumbers, and I have already harvested, I want to say maybe 6 or 7, little cucumbers, and there's so many of them. Now, see the leaves right here, how it has a bunch of little holes? Do you see that? How it's kind of brown and it has a bunch of the little holes in it. So that was, I feel, the damage of the caterpillar. Not the caterpillar, of the snail. So ever since I put the bait down, it hasn't really been eating any of the leaves. So I'm hoping that that's going to solve the problem and prevent the caterpillars, not caterpillars, why do you keep saying caterpillars? The snails from eating the leaves of all the plants, because, it just looks so ugly. But yeah, so this is how it's doing. Now, I feel like it doesn't have those little tendril things that's going to grab onto the this little trellising thing. So I feel like maybe, it has one right here, but it doesn't seem like it wants to wrap around the trellis. So maybe I need to tie it up to, get it started first. I don't know, but regardless, it's doing so good. So I just been coming out here and trying to, help it up. But I'm so excited by these cucumbers. And you know what? The cucumber itself, the skin is not bitter, and it's probably because I'm harvesting it when it's young, but it doesn't have like a waxy film to it or anything like that, and it is so delicious. So now when I purchased these Katrina cucumber, it said it's for a greenhouse or a greenhouse variety or something like that. And so I just tried it, and so far so good. So I'm guessing you could plant it indoor or outdoor. Maybe it just does better inside. But I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. So let me share how the rest of the garden's doing. So over here in this garden bed, we have our bronze torch. This is the first time I have ever planted this variety. And I have just been coming through and just kind of snipping off the suckers, so that way, we could just have one stalk, so it's not so crazy. But I feel like I'm gonna have to tie these up pretty soon. But these are how they're doing. They're doing so well. They're getting so tall. And then on the other side here, we have some, and by the way, I have a little tomato plant right here. And this just started growing on its own right here. And so I kind of just left it, and so far so good. So we'll see I don't even know what kind that is. So we'll see what happens with this one. I'm excited. Now on the other side of the trellis, we have these carrots, and these are just, regular yellow carrots. And so far they're doing pretty well. The weather is going to be getting warmer soon. And I noticed that the spinach just started bolting. So I feel like now it's time for me to, just pull out all the spinach. But it would be nice to see what it would be like if I let it go to seed and maybe collect some of the seeds from them. So that would be kind of interesting. I might do that. I might see if I could just collect some of these seeds. But yeah, the spinach has been so good. It has given me so much spinach. I have harvested so much spinach from this little area, and I have been so happy with it and so pleased. So I'm excited that next year I'm definitely going to do more and do it just like this, where I could just have a harvest of spinach nonstop. Okay, so now this bed over here is quite nuts. So, oh my goodness. So we have some nasturtiums right here in the corner. We have, let's see, I want to say 5 artichoke plants in this bed, which is just a lot. And then in between, I have a bunch of spinach, which I need to harvest. And I noticed that, some snails got to it. So that's what I need to do in this bed. And then I have some carrots in between. And then on the other side of the carrots, I have some turnips. And the turnips are now starting to look like little turnips, and they're so cute. Let me go and show you. I do need to harvest some turnips, but let me show you this right here. Look at this lemongrass. Isn't that just looking so glorious and so beautiful? Oh, I just love it so much. It's so awesome. So yeah, this bed is quite full. And then I have some Jerusalem artichokes there at the very edge. And I feel like I really do need to take down these pipes here because I don't have any netting on here. There's no need for it. But let me show you. Look at these turnips. Amazing. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Oh my goodness. So I need to come out here tomorrow morning and harvest a bunch of these turnips because they're so ready to be harvested. Look at that. Isn't that so awesome? Oh my gosh. I just love it. I love it. So yeah, I'm going to have to take these into the house. That's just so awesome. And now look. Oh my goodness, you guys. We have a bunch of blackberries. Do you see all those blackberries on there? So many blackberries. Now I have tried a couple, a little tart, so not quite ready yet, but it's just looking so good. I am so pleased at how this blackberry bush is doing. Okay, so now over here I added another trellis, and these are some Roma tomatoes, and they're so tiny right here. Do you see that? So tiny, but they're doing good. They were even smaller than that when I popped them into the ground. Now I feel like I'm a bit behind in my gardening. Like I should have had more squash by now, and I didn't. Yeah, the weather has been, it seemed like we just had such a long winter that it has taken me a while to, just start planting things and getting things into the ground because the weather was so cold. But now that the weather is warming up, everything seems to really start, it's just going. Everything's just really starting to move. So look at all these avalanche peas. Look at that. Isn't that so awesome? So now I could use this right here, this size, for stir fry, or I could let them turn into little peas and shell them and then freeze the peas. But yeah, this is so awesome. Now it looks like something's eating this one. That's weird. Looks like something's eating, maybe a snail. Do you see that? Looks like it's all chewed up right there at the bottom. Yeah, so maybe I didn't put any snail bait around this garden bed, so maybe I have to do that. Now let me show you how the raspberry's doing. So here is the raspberry bush, doing so good. Now I don't see any raspberries, I don't see any flowers. Yeah, nothing yet. So it's okay. I'm patient, so I can't wait. Maybe we'll get some raspberries from here, and that'll be so exciting to just have some blackberries and some raspberries. Maybe I can make some jam. So I almost forgot to show you. So right here I have some basil. And I did plant a bunch of basil in here. And then I didn't put a netting on. I put the netting on a little bit too late. And I think the birds ate a lot of the seeds. So I want to do some more basil in this garden. But I do have some dill right here. And at first I thought that was a marigold. But no, that's a dill. And that'll be great for when I'm doing some pickling. So now I have my own dill because last year I didn't have any dill and I had to go and purchase it. So I'm really excited that I'm going to have some dill this year for the pickling. Okay, so over here in this bed I have some marigolds, and then I have some cilantro. And I don't have a whole bunch, but I have harvested quite a bit of cilantro from this bed. And so that's kind of exciting. Now next year, I definitely want to plant some more and have it really nice and filled, just like the spinach. That's what my goal is to do that for the basil and for the cilantro. So I do have some basil on the other side. Let me show you how that's doing. Okay, so right here, we have some basil right here, and that's doing really good. And then I planted some tomatoes. These are our sun gold tomatoes. Look how tiny they are. But they have been growing. They're looking so puny, but they're pretty good. And I have not fertilized anything, but that's how that one's doing. But yeah, I planted all of these sun golds right on this area, and I cannot wait to get tomatoes. I am so looking forward to getting some tomatoes. I just cannot even wait. All right, so now I have not removed any of the artichokes. Yeah, just because I haven't had any time, and I just really honestly don't know where to put them. But you guys, look at this cabbage. Look at this cabbage. I mean, my goodness. Now, the cabbage itself, I feel it's ready to harvest. I think we should just harvest it now, because this is looking pretty good. I don't know. Maybe I should wait until the morning time, but it's looking like it's ready. I've never harvested cabbage before. I don't even know where to start. But I've seen people, they just go in there and they just twist it off. So let me see if I could do that. Don't mind my white legs. Oh, hopefully there's no bugs. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at this. Look at that. Oh, this is my first cabbage. This is so exciting. Now, I did plant more cabbage, but the aphids took them out. So this is so stinking exciting to get my first cabbage. And I feel like I could have done a better job harvesting it, and I just got a little excited. So that's why I should have just got a tool and cut it. But yeah, this is exciting. I cannot wait to eat this. All right, so over here we have our Myers lemon. And I did not put the netting on right away. And so I lost all of the blossoms. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if snails eat blossoms. Because what if snails are eating the blossoms from the lemons, the Myers lemon? I thought it was birds because I saw a bird on here the last time it was eating the blossoms, but I don't have any blossoms on this Myers lemon, which I'm really bummed out about because I was looking forward to making some lemonade. So yeah, since then I put this netting over the top of it, and I'm hoping that we will still get some lemons because it's still early, so we'll see. All right, so over here in this bed, we have our Lake Valley cucumbers, and they're doing so good. I have not harvested anything from this garden bed yet, but everything's doing really, really good. Now, right here on the other side, let me show you, we have some super snappy peas, and they're actually doing pretty good. Now, I only have 2, and I do want to plant more. This one is a weed. I do want to plant more of the beans, and I think I'm going to plant some blue lake beans because I do have some of those. So yeah, so this is how this garden bed is doing. The peas are doing pretty good. These are super snappy peas, and I feel like I need to put some cages over the top because I noticed that they has these little tendrils here that want to grab onto something. The package said that these were a bush variety, but looking at them, they don't look like they're a bush variety. They look like they want to grab a hold of something right here. So now in this garden bed, I don't really have much. I don't really have much of anything. I have some, I'll put this down here. I have some zucchini squash right here in the corner that is not, it's not super big. And I want to pop in some more zucchini squash in this garden bed as well. Now I have a little purple eggplant, and I did buy this one from the store, and I think this is a Japanese eggplant. Yeah, Japanese eggplant right here that's doing so good. All right, so let me share all the other tomatoes that I have growing right there on the other side. All right, so over here in this garden bed, I have on one side, I have the Cherokee purples, and this is my first time ever growing this variety, so I'm excited. So far, so good, and it's looking really, really nice. And then on the other side, we have some pink Berkeleys, and those are doing really well as also. And I can tell I have a ton of blossoms, so soon, I need to tie these up. Soon, I cannot wait to harvest some tomatoes. I am so excited and cannot wait because I've never tried out any of these, and yeah, so we'll see. Okay, so over here in this garden bed, we have a sunflower here that came up all by itself, so that's so exciting. And then we have a bunch of peppers. So we have some Hungarian hot peppers, we have a few of those, and then we have some barren hot peppers. I have some shishito peppers, a Pablo pepper, and what else? I think that might be it. Oh, I have a red bell pepper. And barren hot pepper, did I say that? I think so. But yeah, so this bed is full of hot peppers. And then on the other side, I have my 5-star cherry tomatoes, which this year I did not plant a lot of cherry tomatoes. I only planted the sun golds and the 5 stars. So yeah, last year I felt like I had a little bit more cherry tomatoes than this year for sure. Because I just felt like everything was planted out way later than last year. Last year I was harvesting zucchini already. I was harvesting a ton of cucumber. But this year everything's kind of slow going, and I think it's just because the weather, it just felt like we had such a long winter. But so far everything in this garden bed is doing really good. The 5-star tomatoes are doing really good right in here. I do need to tie everything up because it's time. Everything's starting to get too big. Now right here we have some of our red and purple potatoes that are doing so good. So yeah, everything's doing really well in the garden, and everything seems to be growing really nicely. So I am so excited at how everything is doing. Now I haven't really been spending a lot of time in the garden. I really should start weed eating some of the beds, but you know, like I said, we had some guests over, and yeah, it's kind of hard when you have guests over and you're trying to, you know, entertain and feed everybody. So in the little garden, I've been trying to think of what I want to do. And I think that once I harvest all of the onions and once I harvest everything, I am going to put some flowers in here, but I'm also going to put some pumpkins. I don't have any pumpkins. I haven't grown any pumpkins. I haven't started any pumpkin seeds. So I think tomorrow I'm going to start some pumpkin seeds because this garden is starting to look a little rough. I have since pulled out all of the garlic, which I will show you how that's looking. Amazing. I am so proud of myself. I cannot wait till next year. I'm going to plant so much garlic. I'm going to plant almost all the beds. I'm going to plant almost all the beds garlic. Okay, so this garden is looking a little rough. So I have some of this green onion, which honestly I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of green onion. I have so much of it. I grew so much of it. I did not think I was growing green onion. I thought I was growing red onion. But over here we have some of our yellow onions that are doing super good. On the other side, so on the middle over there, we have a bunch of green onions, and in the very back we have some yellow onions still. So that's how this onion bed is doing. And then on here, on this side right here, we have some white onion, a couple rows of white onion, and then a bunch of green onion in the back. Now over here we have some eggplant, and this eggplant came back over winter. It overwintered itself. I just left the roots in the ground and I just chopped it off, and almost every eggplant that I put in this garden bed has come back. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 eggplant have come back. 9 eggplant, not 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9 eggplant. How awesome is that? And now these are some onions right here that I have allowed to go to flower, and I have been chopping off the little tops when they dry out and harvesting the onions. So that's green onion. So that way I don't have to buy any more green onion seeds because we have so much green onion. But yeah, this is how this garden bed's doing. I have like that huge bush right there. That's a oregano bush. It's just grown out of control, but everything is doing so well. The lambs are doing so good. They're so stinking sweet. They can now eat out of my hand, so that's really awesome. And now I have not played with them as much as I should. But yeah, we're getting back into this grand scheme of things now that school's over with, and yeah, everything is, it's getting kind of dark out, if you can see that. This solar light went on my scarecrow. But yeah, everything is growing, everything's looking really good. And I'm going to show you some clips of my daughters graduation night party. I'm so proud of her. But I need to really start getting in the garden and start working in the garden and start pulling out some weeds. My goodness. Okay, so that is what's happening, and hopefully I won't be so long when I'm doing these vlogs. I won't wait so long to do them, and I'll just come out here and shoot something really fast so that way I could let you know how everything's doing and how everything's going. And then let me show you some of these containers real fast. I'm just gonna go through and show you some of these containers. So thank you for watching. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, so over here, look at these. Aren't these so beautiful? So what I did was I just went and I went around all of our succulents and I just kind of harvest them and made these little favors. And then I got these pots from the dollar store, $1.25 store, 2 for $1.25. How cute is that? So I have little things I could put in there that says, you know, graduation and things like that. And then over here, so it's going to be a pool party. Over here, we're going to put some rocks in this horse trough, and we're going to have a little section right over here that they could get the paintbrushes and paint a little memorabilia rock. And then that's where I'm going to put all the succulents. And then we put all the decorations. So I put some burlap and some tulle, and we have a bunch of pipe and drape from when we did events. And then I put a little class of 2023 right there. These are some white lights that hang down. And then we have some orange lights across there. Thank you. And then over here in this little area, so this is going to be the dance area. And then right here, this is our little photo booth. And I have some little lanterns that I'm going to hang down from there that are light up. Oh my God, so cute. So that is how our little area is going as far as our decorations. So this is a little dance. We have little lights, little disco lights and stuff in there. So that's how this is going. I'm so excited to see my daughter graduate. And then Bella's out grazing, having a good old time. So we're gonna have to definitely put her up before the night's over. But this is where she likes to sleep at. She's so sweet. Do you see her? Let me give you a better view. She likes to put her head up against the chicken coop and she likes to fall asleep. Do you see? She likes to hold her head up. Right, girl? Oh, look at that. She's so sweet. She's the sweetest horse. Most people cannot leave their horse out like this. Like I don't recommend leaving your horse just, you know, wandering out and about. But she's about 22 years old. And has been super trained, very well trained. She's very well mannered and very polite. So she doesn't go and run crazy around everything and scare people. She loves people. Most people are not allowed to have their animals like this amongst, look at that. We got all this decorations and we have a horse running around. That's not normal. I don't recommend that. We just have a very kind, well-mannered horse that's very well behaved. So that is what's happening on the farm. Graduation time. I'm so excited. So to all you graduates out there, happy graduation day. Have a great time. Have fun celebrating. Be safe. Take care. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.